Sent to Earth from the dying planet of Krypton as a baby, Kal-El was found by farmers Martha and Jonathan Kent and raised as their son Clark. As Clark grew up, the radiation from Earth's yellow sun gave him extraordinary powers, which he kept hidden. Now fully grown, he uses his powers to protect his adopted world as Superman. While on an experimental Star Labs submarine, scientist Joseph Martin was exposed to nuclear energy. Shipwrecked on a desert island, he survived by releasing deadly nuclear blasts from his mouth. His skin and muscles literally teared and peeled off his face, inspiring him to create a supervillain for hire persona known as Atomic Skull. He regularly clashed with Superman, both alone and with criminals such as Major Disaster and the Royal Flush Gang. In recent times, Martin reformed, fighting criminals with the Metropolis Special Crimes Unit, Superwoman, and even the Teen Titans. What's going on, guys? Multiverse here with yet another action figure review video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Atomic Skull vs. Superman 2-pack by Mcfarlane Toys. Starting off this video, guys, we're of course taking a look at the Mcfarlane packaging, and it is of course that traditional black, white, and blue, but this time with no open face window. You actually cannot see the figures in any way on this box, so something a little different. I know this is a little bit older, but I was finally able to snag it, so why not just do a video on my own for you guys. It is of course a gold label, so it is only on Amazon.com. However, I do want to say I saw this on Mcfarlane Toy Store online as well, so you should be able to get it from both locations. Flipping over to the side, guys, it does of course say Atomic Skull versus Superman from Action Comics. Over here on the back is two beautiful comic images ripped straight from the pages of course, Atomic Skull and the Man of Steel himself, with the beautiful DC Multiverse logo in the bottom corner. Flipping over here to this side, guys, nothing at all really going on other than just the logo again. Same thing for the top, and then down here at the bottom is the barcode for you barcode guys. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and rip these two hopefully beautiful, fantastic figures out of the packaging and see how they look. So right here, guys, here we have both Superman and Atomic Skull fresh out of the packaging, and for my first-hand impressions on both of them, I absolutely love these figures. At first glance, I wasn't really too sure how I felt on Atomic Skull while he was in the plastic. However, upon ripping him out, getting him unstiff and moving him around, seeing the accessories he came with, I'm actually leaning more towards loving this figure. Now, you guys know I'm a little biased when it comes to Mcfarlane. It is the main bread and butter of my channel when it comes to these reviews, but I just cannot get enough of this Atomic Skull. I hope we get a standalone with him with a little bit more paint other than just, obviously, he's purple, but this is just a lot of purple. However, when it comes to Superman, that one without a shadow of doubt is a win for me. I absolutely loved the Action Comics 1000 body mold we have here. I absolutely loved it, and so much so it was my very first Mcfarlane figure I ever owned, but that one had obviously the glossy chest piece. With all that said though, guys, let's go ahead and take both of these heavy hitters off of the rotating turntable and take a closer look at the accessories that they came with. When it comes to the accessories, guys, they don't really come with too much. However, I am absolutely loving this dual stand that we have here. I love the translucent purple flames that we have going on. This is probably my favorite base that I have ever seen from a 2-pack. I wasn't a big fan of the lab background or 2-pack stand that we got for the Flash and the Red Death 2-pack. I wasn't a fan of the Booster Gold and Blue Beetle 2-pack stand, but this one right here, guys, knowing that there's a peg all the way up here, a peg back here, I think this is going to be displayed on the shelf standing on this dual stand here. However, guys, they do of course come with the traditional trading cards that we've seen time and time again. I have seen this one before with Superman, so I have to say that I think the Atomic Skull one is the best. I just absolutely love this image of him crushing someone's head and just nuking them quite literally in their face. I think it's awesome. Flipping over here to the back, guys, is of course the read-ups if you want to pause the screen and read it right now. Sorry, there's a little bit of a glare, but I tried my best for you guys. They do obviously come with interchangeable hands. You got Superman with his fisted hand and a grasping hand, and then attached to the figure, he does have his soaring hands on. And then, of course, when it comes to the Atomic Skull, he has his punching hand, a grasping hand, but then he comes to what he's definitely going to be displayed with his, I'm just going to call him his nuking hand. Being that he's nuclear energy, he's got some nuking hands. I do love this one's kind of like a repulsor for like, I don't know, a purple Iron Man. I think that one does look pretty cool. And then he obviously comes with this grasping hand that is just radiating more nuclear energy. I think that's absolutely awesome. And they are beautifully detailed. And then, of course, they come with the Mcfarlane stands. Seen them once, seen them twice, seen them 1,000 times. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the accessories and zoom in on both to take a closer look at the detail. When it comes to the detail, guys, I absolutely think they did a fantastic job. We've seen this Superman before, so we'll speed through it. Now, of course, with the head sculpt, we've seen this head sculpt before, and it does look absolutely phenomenal. I do love that they went a little bit lighter in terms of the color blue in his hair. The last one we got was just kind of blue all over. This one, it's more of that jet black. There's a little bit of blue on there to pay off some, some homage to it, but it is a lot less, so it does make it look 10 times better. And then obviously his face is Superman. It's got the Superman swirl, he's got the thick jawline, he looks great. Now, going down to the chest, guys, this is where my eyes every time right to that beautiful massive Superman emblem. I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. It is one of my all-time favorite Superman emblems. I do love how it is the classic logo just stretched all the way across the chest and all the way down to the sternum. It looks chef's kiss. And then I do just love that we do have the skin tight blues. I am a sucker for the skin tight suits when it comes to the Superman figures. Batman, I feel, needs a little bit of armor, but Superman, he is fine. And then, of course, going down, he does have his traditional red trunks. And then going down here now, guys, looking at the boots, just the classic tall trim boots. Not too fancy on them, and they do still look amazing. And I do love that this one is a brighter blue and a brighter red that we have all throughout this figure. And lastly, flipping over to the back, guys, he does, of course, have his cape. All the wrinkles flowing in the wind. He looks amazing. Now, like I said, we've seen him before. We'll see him again. But let's go ahead and get him out of here and see Atomic Skull. Now, taking a look at the Atomic Skull's detail, I think this figure does look amazing. I do think it's an overuse of purple. I would have loved a little bit of some little bit of green or something that really just stands out with the purple. But that's just me. Maybe a little extra white like he has on his little makeshift arc reactor he's got going on his chest here. But I do absolutely love the face sculpt of this figure. And it's kind of making me think that, if you guys are trying to make a 7-inch or a 6-inch custom Ghost Rider, this might be a decent face to use. I do love the flames coming off of the back of the head. I love the scuff marks that it has, or the scratches on the skull itself, showing that he's actually taking some damage. I do love the damage we see coming around the chest area right here. Going down here now, guys, looking at his chest, I feel like this is a combination of something we've seen before. Obviously, the shoulder pads and the chest area with the little chest piece is brand new. Obviously, the little crotch piece is new too, but I feel like, if I can find it, I feel like the arms and the midsection where his abs are, I feel like that's a Lex Luthor reuse, and even like some of the legs. Obviously, the boots are different, but I feel like the thighs, the midsection, and the arms, I feel like that is just a reuse on the Lex Luthor figure, but it doesn't really take it away from this figure. I think it still looks absolutely amazing. Flipping over here to the back, guys, not really much going on other than just more grooves and purple lines all throughout him. He does still look good. Look, he's got little back pockets in his metal suit. Not sure how that works, but it is still a really, really good figure. It is something new. It is something different, something we haven't seen before. With all that said, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the detail and take a closer look at their size, their articulation, and jump into some size comparison. When it comes to how tall these figures stands, guys, Superman does, of course, stand to the top of the head. Looks like 7¼ inches tall, so we'll just call him the 7 inches that Mcfarlane likes to do. But when it comes to Atomic Skull, all the way to the tip top of the flame, looks like he stands at exactly 8 inches tall. But if you want to just go to the top of his head, he's about 7.5. But I'll definitely count the Flame for this one here because he just looks like he is massive. Now, when it comes to the articulation is fairly the same except for his shoulders. Obviously, his shoulder, he comes with shoulder pads, so it's going to stop him from going all the way up. Everything else, though, guys, is exactly the same. So we'll go ahead and just leave him off to the side, and we'll use good old Man of Steel as an all-time favorite for everyone to see the articulation. So starting off with the head, guys, he is of course on a ball swivel, so he does rotate all the way around, looks up, looks down, gets some good head tilt in there as well. His arms go out about that far. They also go a little bit higher if you don't have the shoulder pads, but he can also do the shoulder swivel and bicep swivel as well. He comes with a very useful butterfly joint, a single hinged elbow, so that's kind of a bummer there. I don't know why they didn't upgrade him to a double jointed elbow. That kind of knocks it down just a little bit for me because I wish we would have seen a little bit of improvement. His hands are interchangeable, so they do, of course, rotate all the way around and hinge up and hinge down. He does, of course, have a useful ab crunch, so he can crunch forward, but he is also a Mcfarlane toy, so he's a limbo master at the limbo parties. He also comes with a useful waist swivel. Legs go out about that far. They go back about that far, exposing a classic Mcfarlane crotch gap. But at least you know that your Superman can hit the splits. He does, of course, come with double hinged knees. And when it comes to his ankle articulation, they go down, they go up. He has toe articulation, and he does come with a beautiful ankle pivot. Starting off the size comparison, guys, here we have the Man of Steel and Atomic Skull standing next to my custom Batman. And I do think these scale together beautifully with Atomic Skull towering over both. Next up, guys, we have my custom Val-Zod, and it is the Action Comics 1000 Superman, just completely remodeled over. And I do think they do scale together beautifully, with Superman just a little bit taller, but Atomic Skull still towering over both. Jumping out of the DC universe, guys, and right into the Marvel universe, here we have the Spider-Man PS4 Diamond Select Toy Spider-Man, and I do think this here would be an awesome team-up to fight him. And last but not least, guys, here we have the Marvel Legends Captain America standing next to both, and as you can see, it simply does not work. Alrighty, guys, and there you have it. Another action figure review video in the books on my channel for you guys to enjoy. When it comes to my final review on these two figures, I'm going to have to give Superman a solid 9 out of 10 and Atomic Skull a 9.5 out of 10. I absolutely love these two figures, and this Superman model is my favorite. I'm only giving it a 9 out of 10 because they didn't upgrade the elbow joints. I would have loved this one to actually have full range of his elbows and not just stop at a 90-degree angle. When it comes to Atomic Skull, for this the first figure of Atomic Skull for us to get, I don't care that it's from head to toe purple. I think it still looks absolutely phenomenal, and it's something we haven't seen before. With all that said, guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. I hope you enjoyed. I'm getting out of here, and I will see you in the next video.